Paleo quick tip of the day. Paleo quick tip of the day. Blood pressure BS. Let me preface this by saying I've had a day that would really raise your blood pressure. I had lost track. It's either 4 or 5 trees. Limbed them, cut them into slices, moved them, dragged the brush around. I'm really tired. That's all I say. It gets your central nervous system is totaled. So, if I'm a little low key, that's why. But I know my blood pressure went up while I was doing the work, but I don't feel threatened by that at all. Because blood pressure, most importantly, the notion of high blood pressure, is a long-running pool of misinformation and bad treatment. The measurement of taking the blood pressure originated, guess, 1905, and has not changed since then. It was actually discovered in the 1880s, but the final measuring system was finalized in 1905. Hardly cutting-edge science and medicine. But the medical system has stuck with it all this time and only tries to mask the symptoms of the high blood pressure with drugs, never trying to cure the underlying cause or causes. The thought is that the high blood pressure is what is doing damage to arteries and the heart, when it is actually when there are abnormalities within the heart, arteries, or kidneys that the body compensates by increasing the blood pressure to better serve the circulatory system. The body knows best. High or low blood pressure is not in and of itself inherently bad or good. It's just a snapshot in time of how your blood pressure is at that moment of the day. If you lift heavy weights like I did today with all the logs I moved, or run, of course your blood pressure goes up. A lot. This is just the body doing what it does to keep you flexible and alive as you go about on this planet. It's completely natural. If you take drugs, chemicals, to artificially lower your blood pressure, you are doing absolutely nothing to correct the underlying cause of your high blood pressure, if indeed you even have it. You are merely making the blood pressure stay low. You're making it stay low, so low that it cannot help compensate for any problem in your circulatory system that makes a higher pressure healthy and necessary for you. It's as if a fireman is spraying water at a high rate at a fire in your body to keep that fire down. Enter modern medicine and a blood pressure drug that will throttle back the fire hose, which is your blood pressure, and your body cannot do what it needs to do. It's a case of blaming the fireman for the fire he is trying to put out and control. You need to let the blood pressure do its therapeutic thing and try to heal your body from the inside out by eating a wonderful, nutrient-dense diet of vegetable smoothies while eliminating sugars and grains. By exercising and getting good sleep, meditating and getting out into nature, by cultivating your tribe of friends and family, and by stretching your body methodically each day, invigorating your spine and nervous system. You don't need to introduce chemicals into your body to really mess things up. Did you know that to accurately even take a blood pressure reading, you are supposed to, this is medical guidelines, sit quietly for at least 10 minutes in a darkened room first. And that this same measurement should be repeated several times throughout the day to gain an accurate reading, which should be an average of all of those very relaxed, very quiet moments. Is that how your blood pressure is taken? That's right, no. You come in, sit down, often after having driven over in a rush and maybe even jogged into the clinic so as not to be late. I know I did that once when I was giving blood. The nurse slapped that cuff around my wrist. I had actually jogged up 2 flights of stairs to the appointment and started in immediately. I mentioned I had run up the stairs. Sure you did, she said. You know what? My blood pressure was a little high that time. But that was many years ago when I didn't know about the blood pressure BS. You probably heard that the American Heart Association and other soothsayers of modern medicine recently lowered the blood pressure guidelines in their infinite wisdom from 140/90, where it had been for many decades, to 120/80. This means that roughly 1/2 of all adults in the U.S. should be on blood pressure medications, according to these same soothsayers and necromancers. Once again, BS. Methinks that the pharmaceutical companies are drumming up more business for these drugs, and that is that. As an aside, my father passed away last year, 1 month shy of 97. He was told he had high blood pressure from in his 40s. It was BS. Just as in cholesterol measurement and statin drug treatments, modern medicine is proving once again that it is not currently based on the latest research and science. Far from it. They still recommend low-fat diets and vegetable oils for health, in spite of all evidence to the contrary, among many other antiquated notions from the 1970s and 80s. Don't you want your health care to be based on current science? Don't fall for it. Live an ancestral lifestyle, eat a paleo type of diet full of nutrient-dense, pastured meats and dairy, along with wild-caught seafood. Have a green paleo smoothie each day, and exercise a la my ebook, Perfectly Paleo Exercise. Pretend you live long before 1905. Long before alchemists and sorcerers came up with magical measurements that don't really predict anything other than their own bank accounts getting bigger. Go natural, clean, and ancestral. Go paleo. Paleo, quick